The 7 leadership principles for managing in the time of turmoil. There have been wartime and peacetime alternating in history throughout the centuries. There have been times of the spread of diseases, for example. Some people died, others went hungry, and uncertainties reigned. Sacred scriptures and religious texts have been recorded, and they recorded these times many millennia ago. The truth is that there is nothing new on the earth in this world. Disasters disrupt the daily functioning of society. Each year, millions of people around the world are affected. Tornadoes, hurricanes, heavy rains, and earthquakes result in tens of thousands of deaths and many more affected. Indeed, disasters will not be disastrous if not for their effect on humans. This masterclass aims to equip you with 7 pillars that can help you triumph the COVID pandemic and many other challenging mountains you will encounter in the future. The first C stands for calm. Patience and calmness are essential during periods of uncertainty. Calm leaders create a calm environment, ensuring that they will support fellow co-workers and their associates, whatever issues may arise. To have patience means being calm no matter what happens. Constantly act to turn it into positive and beneficial growth opportunities. To have faith, to believe that it will all work out in the end while you are waiting. It is essential to be calm when making decisions at all times. Your folks, employees, customers, and suppliers will be looking to you as a leader to project a sense of calm throughout this challenging, uncertain situation. Outer peace reflects inner beauty, harmony, love, and tranquility. Setbacks happen in life. Though we may not stop them, we may choose to get affected by them. Instead, we must move from a state of overthinking about our setbacks to a state of achieving calm when happiness, peace, and tranquility can be achieved. Of course, there are times when tranquility is challenging to maintain. The day you realize desperation leads to nowhere and is unattractive is when you begin to succeed in your own life ahead. If your life, you will meet 2 categories. Some will find you in tranquility and leave you broken. Others will meet you in turmoil and lead you to serenity, peace, and agitation. If you keep looking within, you will find stillness, tranquility that you have never experienced before. It is like this secret space your mind can visit that unlocks new creativity and confidence levels that you never thought possible. The second C stands for confidence. Confidence is your greatest asset. You have to be calm, but not still water calm. It will help if you project confidence to see this through successfully. Doing so with a minimum amount of hurt to the company and all stakeholders relies on your leadership to get them through the challenging times and months ahead. So be who you are and say what you feel, because those who mind don't matter and those who matter don't mind. Your self-confidence will propel you to take one more step ahead to succeed. Believing in yourself will unlock doors of opportunities as you will Courageously take one step in the knowledge that success is within your reach. You are innately good, amazingly wise, and powerful. You were created in and for good. You can gain strength, that's right, courage, that's right, and confidence from every experience in which you rely and really stop to look fear in the face. You can affirm positively that the current horror or crisis will end. You will emerge better prepared, face the new challenges ahead at the end of the day. So you must do the thing you think you cannot do. But as the saying goes, whenever your heart is, you will find your treasure. You must develop mental hardiness that responds to setbacks with energy and confidence. You have it within you to achieve and succeed. Believe in your infinite potential. Your only limitations are those you set upon yourself. You have over the years achieved more than many. At the heart of your secret, confidence doesn't come from what you think you know. It comes from what you already know. The third C stands for communication. Communication is an essential tool to share and engage ideas and plans. Therefore, be mindful as you communicate at all times. There is a saying that you must communicate, and communicate some more. You communicate to avoid rumors that may develop and muddy the water. So, when I'm talking about communication, I'm also talking about a strategy for communication. You need a sense of order to communicate decisions and priorities. Ensure that at all times communicate deliberately to the entire categories of constituents. Be aware that silence is absolutely the worst possible thing that you can allow to happen, because that is when the rumor mill develops. It is essential to listen with intense curiosity, to speak with emotional honesty in your engagement. Ensure you act with integrity. The most significant problem with communication is we don't listen to understand. We listen to reply. When we listen with curiosity, we don't listen with the intent to reply. Instead, we listen for what is behind the words. Sometimes reaching out and talking and taking someone's hand is the most merciful step to help others on their journey. It is allowing another to take yours. Your actions and support will bring peace despite rejection or any disapproval when you give yourself permission to communicate what matters to you in every situation. Putting a voice to your soul helps you let go of the negative energy of fear and regret. The fourth C stands for collaboration. When spiders unite, they can tie down a lion. Those who do not understand the power of collaboration always struggle for growth. As a collaborative leader, you support people in their work. You remove roadblocks and help them win. That's right. You will not know all the answers. No one expects you, in fact, to know all the answers. The time calls for key players to collaborate on the resources. The capabilities of all of your employees and key stakeholders, your co-workers, partners, and team members to share, collaborate to ensure that their roles and responsibilities contribute to the most incredible whole. By so doing, you will appreciate much more their effort, and they will certainly do far more than if you were not part of the collective effort to ensure better results for all during this period. Engaging partners and employees in this way will also reduce that rumor mill. It will give confidence that they will then project in turn to the people relying on them for direction. If we work in isolation without collaborating with others, we cannot achieve massive results. But together we can do so much. Now, more than any time in history, this is a significant opportunity to collaborate, co-create, and share resources when necessary to ensure that our collective effort impacts and resolves some of the challenges humanity is encountering at this time. Some fish love to swim upstream, some other people love to overcome challenges. What is clear is that collaboration has no hierarchy. The sun collaborates with soil to bring flowers to the earth. Collaboration is the essence of life. The wind, bee, and flowers work together to spread the pollen. We are exploring together. We are cultivating a garden together. Backs to the sun. The question is, who is in your hands? A worthy relationship is an agreement that challenges and supports both participants. Collaboration is the black hole of knowledge regimes. The fifth C stands for community. Human beings live, work, and play with different kinds of constituencies. Therefore, it is essential to communicate and engage appropriately, relentlessly, and deliberately. Lead by example, and those who engage with you will be very clear in terms of the rules, whether formal or informal, you have. COVID has demonstrated the impend, especially since we are talking about an infectious disease. It is essential to set an example. These models must ensure behaviors are community friendly and supportive. No person is an island. Every person is a piece of the continent, a part of the main. There is a wise saying which says, educate a boy and you educate an individual. Educate a girl and you educate a community. Education is the most potent intervention and weapon to change the world for the better. You can do essential things on this earth to let people know they are not alone. One of the greatest lessons the garden teaches is that our relationship to the planet need not be zero-sum, and that as long as the sun still shines, so people still can plan and plant, think and do, we can find ways to provide for ourselves without diminishing the world if we bother to try. The 6th C stands for compassion, which is essential at this time. We may rise to the occasion if we are fortunate to have a good team around us. Still, many organizations depend upon you who may not be resilient. These certainly need to be given the compassion to express their concerns. So, think of someone in your organization who has elderly parents in a fragile state of health. Offer support in the form of time off and space to recharge. By doing so, you demonstrate compassion at a time of crisis. Is a significant manifestation of leadership. One of the most beautiful and marvelous things about being part of a community is that the community enables us to collaborate and work with people from different sectors, cultures, ages, and gender. When there is a synergy and harmony in a group, the fruits of the community are plenty and all can have a share. Even those in deep distress may help them find themselves self-confidence and inner healing. During the COVID period, we witnessed the pouring of compassion and caring. Building a harmonious community requires vigilant awareness of the work we must do to undermine the socialization that leads us to behave in ways that perpetuate domination. For example, a person with Ubuntu is open and available to others. Harmonious groups often have proper self-assurance. They are consciously aware that they belong to and more extensive, more significant, and mutually beneficial whole. They are aware that diminished when others are humiliated or diminished when others are tortured or oppressed. So you make a difference in your life. It is a knock on the head of the mind in setting your own life. You can see the stars at night above. The stars shine across the way. You build a bridge. You make it shine. The only way to make a difference is to help the community. Suppose you are a leader who works for the interest of a community. In that case, you must first understand the vital interests of your stakeholders, people. These people are your essential stakeholders and the community in which you operate. You will have a good chance of minimizing, perhaps avoiding us versus them mentality. You do so. Ensure that there is a sense of loneliness and disconnection. Your role is to facilitate resolution and generate solutions that will either resolve or minimize them, even if you must manufacture it from your time on the web and you are calling cards and engaging. Log in, engage. People will typically be more enthusiastic to feel a sense of belonging if you engage with them, to see their lives as part of a community. They will be in a workplace where each person is left to their own devices. The seventh C stands for cash. The most apparent commercial C of the 7 C's is cash. No wonder prudent investors consider cash as king in a time of crisis. Anything needs to be done to look both short-term and long-term at the organization's financial health. After all, your employees, suppliers, and customers depend on your leadership, not just emotionally but also prudently concerning the long-term finances of the organization. Whatever you do to conserve cash will be critical because that will determine whether your employees, your partners, and your investors will be paid next week. Money is a form of wealth, but wealth is not necessarily money. Wealth income uses much more than material possessions or cash. It includes resources. You can learn how to keep, and invest cash you receive and ensure that you are wise in your investments. It is all about wealth creation. For years, that has been the philosophy's theme. It is all about wealth creation. Yes, cash is king, especially during lean years. Cash is king because you can use it, especially during uncertainty. Even in such times, you detect opportunities. Do not mindlessly invest in them. Be prudent, no matter how many good opportunities come your way. Do not invest all your cash. The most minor of foolish things may bring you down if you run out of reserves. One of the best lessons we are learning is that last year was the best time to invest. So have a long-term thinking in the way you invest your money. Prosperous people think long-term. Remember that opportunities don't just happen. You create opportunities in advance. This is the best life policy of all times. To become the wealth creators, invest your time and effort for the next generation. In summary, here are the 7 weapons to conquer any challenge, including COVID-19. Be calm. Patience and calmness are the greatest assets. The ability to wait and to be calm. To have patience means calm no matter what happens. Constantly act to turn opportunities and have faith to believe that it will all work out in the end while you are waiting. Communication. If you are a leader, you must first make sure that you understand the people's interests you work with. That will enable you to have a good chance of minimizing, perhaps avoiding us versus them mentality. Community. Those in communities benefit from the synergy of others. The alliances, bonds, and relationships support fellow workers and ensure that the collective efforts benefit all those who work together. Collaboration. The time calls for key players to collaborate on the resources. All players' capabilities potentially have a far more significant role for everyone. Alone, we can do so little. But when you collaborate and work together, we can do so much. Compassion. Leaders shine in demonstrating the virtue of compassion. Cash. The most crucial and most important is C for cash. Cash is significant in times of crisis and need. No wonder we all agree that cash is king, especially in times of crisis. Cash can reduce some of the burdens positively who are affected largely by the context, the crisis, especially COVID-19. Signing off, Dr. Masasekani Misha Kosa, the thinking futurist. Thank you.